sports. It's time for NBA action. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. A contest between conferences, Oracle Arena, Oakland, California, where the Warriors take their home floor. And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, Kevin, few people saw it coming, but Stephen Curry has claimed the mantle as the league's best player. Draymond Green said it was the way Curry came back even better last season that solidified it. He said everything in basketball is usually a year behind. You've got to see it again to really believe it and get confident enough to say it. Kevin?
His teammates know firsthand what an impact he makes, David. Thank you.
And it became clear early on in that 2015-16 season that the Warriors were going to be special. Everyone knew that they were going to be atop the standings all year, but you had to start viewing them in a historical context shortly into the season. Even with all the talk and the pressure, they still kept their composure to win 73 games.
And it's the Warriors to start out. So here's Miami's starting group. Winslow and Bosch at the forward spots. Dion Waiters is out there with Dragic, and it's Whiteside in at the center position. Thompson inside the line, and a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. And Chris, with the Warriors and all this historical context talk, inevitably they were compared to the team whose record they were chasing, the '96 Bulls.
Well, yeah, I don't get caught up in that argument. It's so hard to compare teams from today to teams that played 2 or 3 decades ago. I had to play against the '96 Bulls, but I tell you what, players were different, the rules were different, the style of game was different. It's really hard to say who would win.
Here's Thompson. Hassan Whiteside made his last basket. There's the three. And that's good. Steph Curry for 3.
You know what? Teams are 100% focused on Steph defensively, yet he still creates space beyond the arc.
Bosch, the screen. Winslow setting the pick for Waiters. Puts it up from 12. That one, no good. And Golden State will come the other way. Feeds it to Curry. Looking for Pachulia. He gets it there. Good work defensively by Whiteside.
Total breakdown on defense there, but fortunately he missed out.
Pachulia with the steal. Here's Thompson. It's hauled in by the Heat. 1:29 left in the first quarter of the game. Waiters against Thompson. Waiters passes to Whiteside. That one goes in.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Andre Iguodala is checked in for Pachulia. The Heat shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And team stats last season, 74% shooting. So some numbers that they can definitely improve upon.
1:19 left to play in the first quarter. On its way from Curry for 2, and the Warriors miss again. He'd have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Winslow kicks to Waiters. Outside Dragic. Inside. And Waiters has it in the corner. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Whiteside.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Some changes for Golden State. David West, he's checked in for Durant. Ian Clark comes in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Then for the Heat, Josh Richardson comes in for Waiters. And it's Johnson in for Goran Dragic. Now here's Livingston. Tries from 10. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
Well, great concentration by Livingston, able to convert with the defender in his shirt.
Williams, he's checked in for Winslow. The Warriors shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. Free throw good, Livingston.
Now, you got to love what Sean Livingston gives you as a point guard. He comes in, continues to run the offense and setting up his teammates. He has a great back-to-the-basket game to get his points on the block as well.
Now, here's Richardson. From deep, Williams. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Livingston kicks to Green. Iguodala outside. Livingston with it. Lock at 6. And David West, the bucket on the assist by Clark. 9 seconds left here in the first quarter. Johnson dishes to Bosch. It's stolen by Livingston. Unable to get that one. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Warriors lead by 2. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. It's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game stats-wise?
Really, it's always a positive when you can get some impact off your bench.
And that's why scouting is the job that never sleeps. It's hard to find middle-of-the-roster guys who can make a real difference.
There's a lot of former players now in coaching in the NBA. And let's say you had to assemble a pickup squad from the head coaching ranks. Who are we talking about here?
Oh, man, that's a great question. I'm going with Jason Kidd, Tyrone Lue, Steve Kerr.
Yes.
Earl Watson. How about Luke Walton?
Yes.
And Scott Brooks, Doc Rivers.
Yes.
Man, the list goes on and on.
That's right. Clay and Iguodala, the potent wing pair. Durant is out there with Pachulia, and it's Curry in at the 1. That's the group for the Golden State Warriors to start the second quarter. Right side, no good. The Warriors leading. To the inside, shoots, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. They get Hassan Whiteside. The Warriors shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Pachulia. Winslow's checked in for the Heat. Both good from the line that time. The Heat trail by 4. You talk about fast starts to a career, Chris. Through his first 2 seasons, Steve Kerr has averaged 70 wins a season. 70 wins being accomplished twice with the team he played for, the 96 Bulls, and of course the team he coached, the 2016 Warriors.
Well, he's really come in and made everything look so easy with what he's been able to do in such a short time with this team. You got to give him credit for seeing a good situation to come into and making the most of it. Might have had the best start to a coaching career in any sport.
The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Well, using his body to ward off the potential shot block. Curry finishes through the contact. Gets the and 1.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
1 shot.
Free throw good, Curry.
You can't possibly watch Steph and not wonder what he is capable of this season. Many thought 300 threes was out of the question prior to his record-setting 2016 season. He goes and hits 402. Simply astounding.
Now here's Ellington. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. 5 to shoot. Here's Dragic from outside. Offensive rebound. Johnson's shot is off. Warriors leading by 5. Thompson outside, and that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession. And many tried to put into perspective what Curry did by hitting 402 threes last season, Chris. It's like saying a baseball player hits 100 home runs or a running back scores 45 touchdowns or so. I mean, the numbers are amazing.
The numbers are impeccable, but what I liked even more was Steph's attitude toward the whole thing. He said if he got close, he would go for it. He needed 8 going into the final day to reach an even 400. And he even put on the show, dropping in 10 on that night. 10.
Here's Dragic following the basket by Stephen Curry. And there's the 3-second violation. And some changes here for the Warriors. David West, he's checked in for Pachulia. Green comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Livingston in for Klay Thompson. And then for Miami, Chris Bosh is checked in for Whiteside. Josh Richardson comes in for James Johnson. And it's Johnson in for Goran Dragic. West, and there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
West. 2.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
Free throw drops for David West.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Clark, he's checked in for the Warriors. Heat also with a sub. Derek Williams, he checked in for Winslow. And both free throws good for West. There's 57 seconds left in the first half. Now here's Johnson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Left side Bosh. Snatched away. Here's Clark. Richardson covering. And there's West. That good on the assist by Clark. And it's 6 points for David West.
And I like the job they've done with working the basketball. They've been moving and getting quality shots.
Well, and as a result, their field goal percentage has been very solid. A really admirable job done by them so far.
Miami no good on that time either. Here's Golden State. They're on an 11-2 run. Here is Durant. Green with a screen on Waiters. Durant for 3. And so that's the end of the first half. Warriors ahead, up by 11. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Joined here by Steve Kerr. Coach, great offense from your guys in the first half. What got you the lead?
I started calling some great plays for Steph Curry.
That's why you're the coach of the year, Steve. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here once again, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you back to the halftime. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period. That's something they can hang their hat on. The second quarter was full of highlights for them, and as their play improved, so did their lead. They'll be carrying an 11-point edge into the second half. Hey, big fella, what's your take on Golden State so far?
In simple truth, they just got hot. Didn't matter what the defense was doing, Ernie. They were definitely able to rise above it. Even the tough shots. Did you see that one shot? I don't know how they even went down. They can carry this over to the second half. It's going to be hard to beat them, boy. Woo-wee.
Kenny, what'd you think about Miami?
Well, they need to generate more points in the paint. The defense knew all along that they were going to shoot that jump shot every time down the court. There was no diversity in their offense. No one was able to figure out different things that they were doing. Very predictable offense, and I think that was the difference.
And in a matter of moments, they'll be starting the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. See you, folks.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
And in terms of points in that first half, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
Oh, yeah, he's crafty, very difficult to defend one-on-one. We may see more double teams roll his way the second half.
Well, it sure feels like more and more the league is demanded now. More players with skill at every position. Guys, Chris, who can dribble and pass and shoot. Do you think you'd have been even more valued if you played in today's game?
You know what? A legend once told me not to kind of look back and compare or to wonder about what could have been. And I don't know. I do like the fact that when I had that skill set, it was appreciated by my coach, teammates, and some fans. But for most people back then, they would say you're trying to do too much, or it doesn't mean anything to have 5 assists a game or to get guys involved. And, for me, I just thought that the more you can do, the better you are at all skill sets, the more you make yourself valuable to your team, the more you should be on the court, and it validates that. So for me, I just took all my favorite players and I stole from them. I wanted to be like them, and I thank the generations that came before me that allowed me to see what the game should look like, and then, add my own little style and flair to it, do my own thing.
Good point. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court for the Heat, a lot of length up front with Bosch and Whiteside in the middle. Dragic is out there with Dion Waiters, and it's Winslow in at the 3 spot. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we've seen the Warriors become a powerhouse franchise, but sometimes great teams can overlook opponents. Coach Kerr takes a cue from Greg Popovich and talks about what he calls appropriate fear. Draymond Green explained, you're not going to be scared or back down from anyone, but have appropriate fear, which just means respect them. Respect that they can beat you. Kevin?
Clark, going back to the Pacers offense, how do they make that improvement?
Well, we saw it back in the finals, Kevin. Great passing is the key to outstanding offense, whether it's bringing in more playmaking or making it a focus. They've got to find a way to get the ball moving, and I really think it comes back to guys being willing to get rid of the ball quickly and know that it'll find them if they get open again.
Now here's Bosch following the miss by Draymond Green, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Pachulia. The Warriors making a switch here. Iguodala's checked in. The Heat also changing it up. Johnson comes in for Hassan Whiteside, and Ellington is subbed in for Waiters. Outside Dragic. The dish now to Bosch. Clock at 6. Shot on the wing. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Warriors leading by 9. 34 seconds left to play in the third. Iguodala, the pass to Thompson. Curry kicks to Pachulia. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Great instincts on this. Times that play perfect.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
And going back to his numbers from just a season ago, he was knocking it down at a 77% clip.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. David West, he's checked in for Draymond Green. Ian Clark comes in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Johnson kicks to Johnson. He feeds it to Bosch. A baseline J. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Bosch has got his first basket of the night. Al Livingston kicks it to West. Misses the shot. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Warriors lead by 10. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. Head coach Eric Spoelstra mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
We're getting us out of stuff. Make hard cuts. Everything with force, okay? Come on.
And there's Eric Spoelstra asking his guys to play with a little sharper mind, with a little more intense, with more vigor.
And simply put, it's about reaching another level of intensity. When they're attacking, that's when they're at their best.
And the final period of play just about to start. Durant is out there with West. And there's Livingston. And there's Iguodala. And it's Clark in at the two-guard position. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Well, with a look at today's rosters, you'll see a veteran or two acting as a mentor on a team for young players. Chris, all teams want them. They need them for that balance. You've been on both ends of that relationship. Just how important is that for a young player?
It is very important. You know, when you think about the word fear, fear mostly is what you anticipate about the unknown. And for a lot of young players, you know, they just don't know what to expect. They just don't know what habits to have. They just have never been in this situation before. And they're going to figure it out, regardless if anyone helps them or not. But just think about how it just helps the learning curve and how it speeds up the pace when you have someone that can tell you from their perspective how to approach games or how to prepare for games, how to recover, how to treat your body, how to play this guy. I know coach said this, but you might want to try this if that doesn't work. You know, and I think that's probably one of the most underrated and depleted spaces on the team are guys that can be that third coach on the team, but with the jersey on. And so I think it's very important to have guys in those mentor-type positions, just because they've had to go through what these players have gone through. Not just coach, but they've had to go through it and can tell it from the player's perspective.
Great points.
Yeah, it's got to be concerned with all the missed shots here, and every team goes through cold streaks. You just got to figure out a way to stay productive.
The other angle is up to their aggressiveness on drives. They have to create the contact, maybe live at the free throw line for a while.
Changes here for the Warriors. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Iguodala. Thompson comes in for Ian Clark. And Stephen Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. Winslow's checked in for Miami. Dragic comes in for Richardson. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address the team. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we've put ourselves in this hole, and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes, guys.
Now here's Curry after Dion Waiters miss. 1:49 left in the fourth quarter. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 3 assists now in this one. Dragic kicks to Waiters. And again, unable to change momentum here. Warriors leading by 17. Durant dishes to Green. Picked by West. Thompson passes to Curry. A 3-ball. And again, Klay Thompson for 3. Thompson's got 6 points in the quarter.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Warriors.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category. And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Curry.
Well, it's hard to pick any one area where he had the biggest impact tonight because he had a positive impact for them just about everywhere tonight. Gotta love seeing that kind of all-around effort.
And it's good for 2.
Man, that's just tremendous court vision and timing. That assist was right on the money.
And here is Durant. There's the feed to Thompson. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
He's big enough to cause damage inside. Thomas gets sent to the strike.
At the line for your Warriors, Klay Thompson. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Several times an All-Star at such a young age, Thompson still improving at every area of his game.
Back to Richardson. Williams with the ball to the left wing. Johnson kicks to Richardson. 4 on the shot clock. The Heat need to get a shot off. The shot's good from Ellington.
And this run not really doing them any good at this point, as late as it's starting to evolve.
Well, it's really too bad that they found themselves a little too late in this one.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Steph. Congrats on the win. How does this team continue to be the most cohesive unit possible?
It's a commitment, and we know that that's going to put us in good position to win every single night. As if we bring the effort, multiple efforts at each possession, where you might get beat, but you got to get back into play. And God's going to help you, you help him. We care about each other, so we want to make sure that nobody's left out to dry. And I think that's a big factor. And we're just relentless on the defensive end.
Well, you guys have been one of the best defensive teams in the league the last few years. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you next time.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thanks, Kevin. Now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan, Stephen Curry. Everything his team asked of him, he delivered, which obviously isn't a surprise, but that makes it no less a beautiful thing to watch.
What more can you say about Steph Curry? The man has done it again tonight. He is the most electrifying shooter in the history of the game. I'm going to say it right now. In the history of the game, he is a leader, and his will to win is unparalleled.
I know a thing or two about high field goal percentages, and his was insane tonight. Tells you about the quality of the looks he was getting. But even when the shot was contested, he still found a way to get it to go. Excellent game tonight.
And that's it for tonight, but we've got a whole new NBA season ahead of us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again very soon.